Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Reverend Rob Banaszak, and I am the pastor of the Institute for Spiritual Development in Washington, D.C., and I welcome you all to our Wednesday evening meditation. This is the time that we can just grab a few moments, go into the stillness, breathe, focus, and most importantly, align with our deepest self. Align with that part of us that is our divinity. Because from there can we respond to everything that is happening in our lives that we can't control, but we certainly can control our response of. It's simple. And we use, to guide us on our meditations most weeks, we use a beautiful deck of oracle cards called the Earth Magic deck. And I love to show people what the deck is. So it has some beautiful cards that all deal with earth properties, and they offer us an image and a word that represents the image, and then what the meaning of that image and that word are. And we use all of those things together to reflect on how they might apply to our lives in the days ahead, in the week ahead, and as we move forward into 2022. So last week our card was Tsunami, which was really about the forces around us that we cannot control. And as I said, can we find a space where we are connected enough that we can allow those waters to roll through us without being swept away? So who knows what the cards hold in store for us tonight. And the way I do it is I'll shuffle the cards. You can see me doing that. I'm not a shuffler, so it's not like I've got some fast moving hands. And then I usually just draw the top card because I want you to be able to see that I'm not reaching in to the deck to choose a card with my own instinct. I'm going to choose the top card that you've added your energy to because you're here. And you can do that by holding up your hands or just kind of sending me those thoughts. Or if you are watching on YouTube, please also remember to hit subscribe and like to this video. But regardless of where you're catching this meditation tonight, adding your energy is adding that energy always in perpetuity for whatever energy you're going to have when you go into the stillness. You can watch the meditation several times and go and experience and have it resonate in some ways that are different from each of the other ways. So let's not waste any more time, shall we? Let's get to our message for this week, December 8th, 2021, or whenever you are listening to this or watching this meditation. Ready? So I'm going to move the cards around. You can see me doing it. No great sleight of hand. I'm not great at shuffling. I would like to see some cards that we haven't seen before. We do tend to draw cards that we've seen, which are kind of little nudges, I think. They're almost universal nags to say, okay, we haven't addressed that issue yet, or we have to come back to it. But there's so many beautiful cards in this deck that I'd love to see us explore something new and different. All right. Top card. See the top card. And our card for this week is... Ooh, it is a new one. The card is Lightning and Power. We have not seen this card before, so I am very excited. I'm going to put the card down in a view of another camera so that you can look at it more intently. There we go. This automatically comes into focus. Now I'm going to ask you to just look at the image. And as I read from the book about the card, to reflect on how that image affects you. What are some of the things you're seeing? What's going on in your life that this card is aligning with? Lightning and power. So as I read, you can gaze and we can find out more about lightning and power. We see power all around us. It's in the mountains, meadows, and clouds. In fact, in every expression of nature, yet there isn't a more dramatic display of nature's power than lightning. It electrifies and splits the atmosphere such that when the heated air comes rushing together, we hear thunder, the applause of the gods. Lightning sharpens our senses and triggers fear and awe. We set these forked beams of brilliant light. We see these forked beams of brilliant light jump from the sky, and our instinctual vigilance is triggered in anticipation of that roar that follows. We naturally seek shelter from the storm or are grateful that we are already being sheltered. This demonstration of the power of creation is yet another way to remind us that we are not in control of the natural world. When we witness nature's power with open hearts and minds, we see that it is neither destructive nor constructive. It simply is. The power is available to you. The force of life itself is neutral. It is neither inherently good nor bad. It is how you utilize it that will determine whether it is ultimately harmful or life-giving and congruent with the will of spirit that pulses through you. What is required is awareness of your intention, your values, and your willingness to act on them under the particular circumstances of your inquiry. Although you may see yourself as using this power for good, do not allow yourself to get caught up in the duality of good or bad in determining your decisions or actions. Through prayer or ceremony or meditation, you can tap into this spiritual force, and by paying close attention to Spirit's prompting, your choice will ultimately be revealed to you, one that is beyond your typical perspective. From there, you can continue to access this divine power that is the very force driving the universe. Now, in a way, this really goes along with the other cards that we have been drawing over the last couple of weeks and discussions that we've been having at ISD in our church services over the last couple of weeks about the power of the divine that exists deep within us. You know, the things about nature that we notice, they're all exterior. Lightning itself, even all the descriptions of it, our visceral response to it is one that is outside of us. It's when we see it far away, we see it in relationship to our external selves. And yet, the power that we speak of, which, yes, is a force of nature, literally, is also a power that is deep within. And so this card is reminding us, especially as we go into meditation tonight, that power that we seek, that lightning that is both awe-inspiring and can be feared in ourselves is within. Our power, yes, within is awe-inspiring and can be scary. But tonight we get to access it, to understand it, to see what it's about in our own lives, and then individually decide how we are going to use that power that we discover that is revealed to us in the situation that we are addressing in our own lives. Make sense? Let's meditate, shall we? And you know how we do this. I'm going to put up the card for you to kind of see or have hanging there for us. And it's just the card sitting right there. You are going to get comfortable wherever you are. I hope you're at home or you are someplace where you can completely relax. You can do this by laying down or sitting up. If you are sitting up, you want your back against the back of the chair or seat where you're sitting. You want your feet planted firmly but comfortably on the ground and your hands upturned in your so that your palms are gathering energy, are receiving what we have to receive on our journey this evening. If you are lying down, you want to make sure that you are comfortable and perhaps in a position that you will not drift away to sleep in. So maybe you might want to elevate your legs a little bit or elevate yourself behind your head so that you are comfortable and relaxed, but not necessarily going to be able to fall asleep. If you do, chances are it won't be a deep sleep. It will be a meditative sleep where you are gathering the information, where you are taking this journey and allowing your consciousness to do some of the work for you. So don't fret if you fall asleep. You are still in a valuable space where you have opened yourself up to receiving the messages tonight. We begin to relax once we have positioned ourselves, created a little nest around ourselves. We begin to relax by paying attention to the breath as it enters our body. This is key in meditation. We are conscious of our breathing, something that we are not conscious of most of the day. But in our meditations, we are. It's how we center ourselves. It's how we get in touch with our essence. So let's feel the breath as it enters through our nose. And pay attention how it feels. Is it cold? Is it warm? Where does it go once it enters? You want to take a nice full breath. Allow that breath to fill your body completely. Every nook and cranny, every digit, our fingers and our toes, all the way through our head. And we pause and we imagine that breath that is inside of us cleansing. And then we release through our mouth. And all of the toxins, all of what we do not need, simply flows away. So that was the breath broken down. I didn't expect you to hold it all that time, but let's try that. Let's inhale. We hold. Fill all of your body with that air, and then exhale. And one more time. And hold. And exhale. And so you don't have to breathe as deeply. You can allow your breath to return to a more natural pace. But for the next few moments, let's just pay attention to that breath consciously. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, if your thoughts wander, just allow them to flow through you and away. And then you can come back to yourself simply by drifting back to the breath. No need to yank yourself. No need to scold yourself for allowing those thoughts to drift, because they're going to drift. And when they do, you just ease yourself back to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, as the tone drifts away, let's pay attention to the stillness. Let's pay attention to the silence. And the silence that we are noticing is not an absence of sound. The silence that we notice is a stillness. It's an awareness. That awareness, that stillness can be with us, can exist, whether there are ambient noises on your end, cars honking, planes whooshing overhead, wind against our windows, rain against the roof, sirens in the streets. That is not going to affect our stillness as we are experiencing it right now. We notice that this stillness is almost devoid of any color or sound or taste or vision in our eyelids. It is simply a space. A space. And when we are in this space, we are free. We are open. We are released from physical pain, emotional anguish, or anxiety. We are still. And for the next few moments, we're going to expand this notion of our deep self. We've been doing this over the last couple of weeks. But in the stillness, try to imagine where your heart center is. Try to imagine that as a tiny pinpoint of a hole, right where your heart or your heart chakra is. And with every tone, that hole grows a little bigger. And as the hole grows bigger, we sense something deep inside. It's almost like we are Alice finding that rabbit hole right where our heart is. And our mind is curious as to what is inside this hole. Where does it lead? And as we contemplate this hole that is right where our heart is, we begin to get the sense of almost folding into that hole. So the hole that is where our heart would be in our bodies is now bringing us in, absorbing us, and our sense of adventure is piqued. And rather than be dragged in or pulled in, we choose to jump through that hole, deep within us, folding in on ourselves. And as we jump through that hole, we find ourselves deep, deep within our very soul, deep in ourselves. And there's more stillness. And there's more quiet. How does this deep self appear to us? What do we remember from the card that we were looking at? And as we begin to remember that card, we sense below us waves of an ocean. Right below us, getting faster and more furious, rising into the storm. The air is literally electrifying as the waves toss as the fury of this storm gathers in our deep self. We sense, we feel, we experience a flash, a flash, a flash, and behind it, the boom of the thunder. Suddenly, the waters calm. The air is still, and yet we can still, in this dark, deep, safe space of our authentic self, feel, see, experience the jolt of that bolt of lightning. Because in this stillness, power has been revealed. The lightning cracked, the waves tossed furiously, and in this calm begins to arise something so quietly strong, so real and solid. It's like a mist. It's like a beam of light in the mist. As that beam of light pierces the mist, you can sense its strength as the mist dissolves, as it is fully revealed. It is our power, our unquestionable, our birthright, our inherent power, uniquely ours. What color is that power of yours? And what has it been revealed to address in your life? Growing brighter and stronger and denser and wider, and most importantly, deeper. The power that is within is going deeper within, into our very fabric of essence. Solid, inspiring, energizing, and yet calming. This power is here for us to claim, embrace, and use. We allow this power to grow, to deepen, to expand, to fill, to strengthen, and most importantly, to become a part of us, and for us to know that it always has been. We are the light and we are the power right now in this moment. And in this stillness, we can imagine that power. We can imagine that area of our life that has also been revealed to us. That is what our power is here to address on this night, at this hour. The storm may have quieted, but what has been revealed is a strength that is true and that is us. I am my power. You are your power. We are our power. And aligning with that power, feeling strong and healthy and well, knowing that storms may await us back in our world out of this journey, but that from tonight on we draw on that lightning to reveal to us that which is always within us. Flashing whenever we choose. With us always. To reveal the power and the use of it. And so literally buzzing with vibration and anticipation and excitement, we choose to return to our physical selves from this deep state of being, from this place where we've experienced raging waters and flashes of lightning and booms of thunder and stillness. And it's easy to return because we suddenly remember that we are drifting back to that breath. It's always been there. As we inhale and exhale, that breath which has anchored us is now drawing us back. And we can imagine that breath just gently lifting us out of that hole that brought us to this wonderland. Just very slowly lifting as we hold on. Pulling through that hole that brought us to our deep self. Finding ourselves resting in a physical space that is our body. The breath has vigilantly held for us here. And so we begin to sense parts of our physical selves. We sense our fingers by wiggling them, and we sense our toes by wiggling them. We may begin to sense our skin or our back or feet touching the floor or the chair. We're just aware. We feel how our skin feels against our clothes as we return to this physical space. Our breath drifting us back completely. And now let us return completely back to our space, back to our group, back to our evening. And we do this quite simply by inhaling and exhaling quickly. Once again, inhaling and exhaling quickly. And on that last breath, we can open our eyes, re-engage. Yes. Hello. So what did you see in those stormy waters? What did you hear in the stillness? Tonight, we've learned of our power, or we've rediscovered our power. We understand our power. Like a flash of light, it's revealed. So, my invitation this week, whatever storm begins to form, whatever waves come crashing around you, know that your power is revealed in that moment and is asserted with that boom that follows. And I'll be interested to hear what you guys think about all of that this week. So if you have anything to share, please feel free to share in the comment section of YouTube or in the chat of our Zoom before you sign off tonight. I'm delighted that you have been here with us. Sandra and Ria on Zoom, and Jennifer, hello, welcome. How lovely that this is a place that you choose to regroup and refresh yourself on Wednesdays. We're looking forward to some new experiences in the coming year. But until then, join us again next week. We journey into space. We use our contact oracle cards, the ones that take us to the extraterrestrial space. So please join us for that. Those are always a lot of fun. They've been a source of inspiration for me for many talks and reflections. They're a lot of fun. So let's take a journey to space without having to be Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. And we'll do that next week, 7:30 here on Wednesdays. Please check the Institute for Spiritual Development website for our latest upcoming events. We've got things coming up through the end of the year. And then we are really excited about some of the things we'll be trying out in the year to come as a mostly virtual community with a few choice in-person events also being planned, including our first in-person service, which will be held at the Palisades Community Church, which is right around the corner from where ISD used to be. But we're excited to get together and connect and see each other and experience our physical selves at least once a month. We'll see after that. So anyway, have a great night. Happy Wednesday. Don't let the storms of the season get to you because you are in control. You've got the power. Thanks for being here. Good night.